guys, welcome to this 11th tutorial of Python series in this channel. So in this tutorial we're going to see what are sets. So we saw lists and tuples. So we know how to represent a list. We use the square brackets to write any list. We use the we use the parentheses, that is the round brackets for writing any tuple. And now for sets we use the curly brackets. So suppose S is any set of mine, and I use curly brackets or the braces to write the data or the elements in it. So see, I am writing any elements randomly, and see, I wrote most of the elements. I tried to write them twice, that is 34, 34, 23, 23. I repeated them. We'll see why. And afterwards, see, if I print this as, that is, it is a set, and if I print it, see, it did not print the whole set, that is, it did not print the whole data. It printed 34, it printed 23 as well, but it printed 23 only once. So what does this mean? This means that set removes the duplication, that is, it removes duplicate elements. So 23 is there twice, but it will discard one and it will just print 123. It printed 34 also once, because 24 is there twice, but it printed 34 once. This is the one case that we can deduce after this, seeing this print. And after that we can deduce that it does not maintain any sequence, right? Because see, here I wrote 24 first, after that 23 first, after that 34, but here it printed 34 and 23 is somewhere else. It means it prints the elements in random sequence. It does not maintain any sequence. So these two are the most key points of sets. Why do we use sets? That is, it removes the duplication and it does not maintain any sequence. So to see the theory, I actually have wrote all the theory. You can see this. This is my set. It removed the duplication. It does not remove any. This all we saw. So afterwards we have to see these features. That is, it is immutable, index accessing is not allowed, slice is not allowed, removes duplication, and not maintain sequence we saw. So these three we have to see. So first of all, index accessing is not allowed. That is, see, if I print say s of 3 and if I run this code, see, it gave me an error. Set object is not subscriptable. What does it mean? It means that index accessing is not allowed. And you can think, why is index accessing not allowed? Obviously index accessing is not allowed because first of all, see, it does not maintain any sequence. So if I write set of 0, then it should print out 23. But when I printed the set completely first, see, I'll print the set again. So when I print this set again, it printed 34 as the first element, or rather the 0th index, but actually the 0th index should be 23. So if it does not maintain a sequence, how can we use the indexes to access an element, right? So obviously index accessing is not allowed. So see, if index accessing is not allowed, so how can I use slicing? So I can't slice it because we can't access the index, then how can we slice it? So these two we saw. And after that, mutability. So same goes for mutability as well. So for mutability means I can change the elements. So if I want to change the elements, we saw in list and tuple, I have to write s of 0. Suppose 0th element is the one that I have to change, and if I write this element as a new number, and if I run this code now, it again gives me an error. See why? Set already does not support item assignment. That is, it is immutable. We can't change the elements. Why? Again this index. We can't use index access, then how can we assign any particular element to that index? That's all. We saw all the points. Now you might have a question in your mind that what's the use of set, right? Because why do we need to remove the duplication? What's the use of removing duplication and all? And see, these lines are there for the grammar. That is, in English, after commas we need to write spaces. That's why I got the error, or rather whatever, grammatical error. Now there are no underlines below. So okay, this is the ideal way to write actually. And I also didn't tell you all. You actually, if you run any code, you can write s equals to, and suppose you're writing any list, say, so you can write l equals to, and in brackets like this, anything that you want, that is any numbers, anything. See, to write it, or rather it is a good programming practice that you use spaces between them. That is, before and after an equal to sign, it is good to use spaces. After commas, it is good to use spaces. So we didn't get all these underlines and all. That's why it is good to use the spaces. That's all a different video. But after, see, I told you all what is the use of removing duplication. So if you're into competitive coding, like on HackerRank, Codeforces, CodeChef, then it is really important. Like I told you, list is very important. In the same way, after list, I can say sets are really important. So suppose there's a problem on say HackerRank. Actually, I think this was a problem on HackerRank that they tell us I think the heights of any particular, there is a particular class, and they tell us the heights of every person. So suppose I am having a set called heights, and this set is, I am having the data, I took the data from the class students, and suppose I am having the heights, suppose 123, 124, again I am writing any random data. So what are heights? 156, again I am writing 123, again 123. I am just repeating the elements so that I can tell you all what's the use of removing duplication and all. So suppose these are all my heights of the class students. So see, what if we want to calculate the average heights? These can be average marks as well, and they can be same. Obviously, marks can be same. There's no problem in it. I'll just use spaces so that there will be no underlines. Okay. Now see, I have everything. See, these are the all of my heights of the class students. But if I want to print the average of all these heights, then see, we'll have to add these whole elements, and we have to divide it by total number of elements. But what is the advantage in sets is, I can simply print out this is a particular functions of sets. Actually, if you want to add all these elements, then you can simply write sum, and when you write sum of heights, it directly gives us the sum of all the heights. And when you divide it, that is, I told you for division we use this sign, and that is forward slash. We have to divide it by the number of elements. So we have to divide it by number of elements, that is by the length of that set, that is length of heights. These two, sum and height, sum and length, are functions of, we can use these in lists as well, tuple as well, and sets as well. So see, this is the average height of all the students. So what the good does it do? When we write sum, then it takes only 123 only once, not thrice. It takes 124 only once, and actually it prints it divides it by taking it only once. So actually I print out height so that we'll understand it. So that we saved our time actually. So see, this is the final set after removing all the duplications. So it simply adds all these elements and it divides it by the length of these elements or the set. So the length of the set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That is total 6 elements. That is 6 elements. That is 6 is the length of this set. And the sum is obviously 134 plus 24, everything, so on. So actually we saved our time. I think yeah, this is the problem in HackerRank that I was talking about. Introduction to sets. So HackerRank is a competitive coding platform. I have many videos related to HackerRank on my YouTube channel as well. So this is the problem. You can read it to yourself by pausing the video, and you can understand why sets and all are useful. So that's all I need to tell you all for this video. So I'll meet you all in the next video. Thank you.